Welcome to the third video of Python tutorial series. In the previous video, we have tried few examples where we try to declare a string variable, a number, float, or a boolean variable which contains true or false. In this video, we are going to proceed with the string data type. So let's try to create a string variable saying a person name. We have already discussed that generally we use underscore to separate the words in a variable. So we have person name. I'm going to assign the person name is first name. Now we try to display this. So I'm going to say print person name. Now let's try to run and see what is the output. It is going to be the value that is person name. So now the output is first name. Even if you write single quotes, that is equally valid. So Python doesn't mind a string covered in double quotes or single quotes. So if I run this code, the output is going to be the same. There is no issue at all, and the reason is Python allows to define a string in double quotes or single quotes. Now let's try another situation where I have some description. Let's say description is a variable which I am declaring, and this again is going to be a string data type. But here I want to give a description where I have single quotes to be displayed. For example, Python's variable. Now this is a string I want to display. Python's variable. And now we are going to say print the description. Let's try to run this. As you can see, the output is Python's variable. Now assume that you have covered this string in single quotes, like this one. Then you have a problem because this is the beginning and this is the end. It considers this as an end. So when you see that you have to display a single quote, ideally you will not go with string variable declaration with a single quote. Instead, you should go with double quotes. So now it is not at all a problem to display a single quote because it doesn't find an end here. Similarly, let's say you have the string in double quotes and you want to display like this on the screen. Let's say you want to display Python variable. The output you want is you want to show these double quotes. Now if you put a double quotes around the Python, then again the same problem occurs. Here the beginning of double quotes, immediately it finds an end of it. So that is also a problem. So when you see that you want to display double quotes, in that case it's very simple. You should cover your string which you want to display with double quotes in single quotes. So now let's try this code and see what is the output. As you can see, Python variable, it is displayed with the double quotes. So it's a common practice that normally you use double quotes, you use single quotes, doesn't matter. But when you want to display a single quote, always cover the string, the entire string in double quotes. Otherwise, if you have double quotes to display, you choose to have single quotes around your variable value. Let us now try to join the string. How do we join a string in a Python? Say for example, I just want to display a message saying the description is, for example, I say description is, I put a colon and close that this is the string I want to display in a print statement, and I want to join the description with this string. When you have a situation, you can use a plus sign to join a string. Ideally, in a print statement, you can also put a comma if you want to, but at the same time, you can also use a plus sign. When you use the plus sign with a string, that means you are trying to join. So now if you run this code, it is going to say the description is, it will show a colon sign and it will also show the value of variable description. So plus sign is used to join the string. In the previous video, we have tried one more example where we were trying to have multiple assignments, say for example you have variable A, variable B and maybe variable C, that equals to, let's say 1, you have some value called hello, or you have some other value called 78. So what actually happens here, if I try to display A, B, C, then you would observe every variable A, B, C has an assignment of 1, hello and 78 respectively. So this is a way to assign multiple values in a single line. This we have already seen in a previous video. There is also another syntax where you can assign a same value to multiple variables. Say for example, here I just want to say A should be hello, B should be hello and C should also be hello. So in that case, what will we do? We will say equal to, that is A equals to, B equals to, C equals to hello. This means I'm assigning a single value to multiple variables. So let's try to display these values also. As you observe, it displays 3 times the string hello. So you can also assign a single value to multiple variables with this syntax. Right now we are assigning a string, but it can be a number or any other value. Now I'm going to show one more example where you understand joining the string concept in a better way. I declare a variable called first name, where I'm going to say the person's name. I assign Nirmal here, and I declare another variable where I'll say last name, there I assign Joshi. Now I can say print first name plus last name. So let's try this code now. Let's run this. You'll see that it displays Nirmal and Joshi, but it displays together. Now I want to add a space in between. So I have a choice. I can add a space just after this value, or let's say I want to manually add a space in between. So I will say plus, then I'm going to add double quotes, then again I'm going to join. So we have first variable, then we are joining it with a space, and then we are adding one more variable. So you can keep on adding various string values like this. Let's also try to run this code. So now if you observe, it says that Nirmal space Joshi. This is a way to join a string. Remember, I'm using a plus sign here. If these variables were numeric values, then the result would have been different, which anyway we are going to see in our forthcoming tutorials. We can also try one more example. I can also declare one more variable here saying full name, and that equals to, I can say first name plus space plus last name, and I'll just display the full name. So I'll say the full name. Let's try this again. Again the output is same. Just to confirm, I can change this name also. I can say ABCD, and let's run this. It says ABCD space Joshi. So this is a way to join a string. Now let's discuss one more facility Python is giving, and that is using the double quotes or single quotes 3 times to assign a string. We use single quotes or double quotes 3 times because when we want to assign a multi-line string, for example, I have a variable called description where I have to assign multiple lines. So what I will do, I will say 3 times double quotes. When you say 3 times double quotes, by nature the PyCharm is going to add 3 more quotes for the end of the string. So I'll just press enter, and that creates some space in between. Now here I can say this is a first line and second line. So now we have 3 lines for this variable. Let's try to print the value of description. I'll say description. Let's run this. Now if you observe the output, the output is on 3 lines. That means the way you have written here, while assigning the value, the same way it has displayed. So when it comes to assigning multi-line, you can use 3 double quotes or 3 single quotes, because as we have discussed, either you use double quotes or single quote, both are absolutely okay with Python for assigning a string. So let's change this 3 quotes, and at the end I'm going to say 3 single quotes. So this is one and the same thing like a previous example. So this is a very good facility we have, where we can use double quotes or single quotes 3 times to assign a multi-line value.